Hi, my name's Mary Jo Schnell. I'm the Executive Director of the OutCenter of Southwest Michigan. We are an LGBTQ community center serving the counties of Berrien, Van Buren, and Cass counties. The OutCenter is the only LGBTQ community center serving the counties of Berrien, Van Buren, and Cass County. There's only 8 of us community centers in the state of Michigan. The state where, to be honest, there's not any real protection from discrimination for the LGBTQ population. The conversation started a couple of years ago. We've been a beneficiary of support from Uncommon Coffee Roasters, and I will say, I think it was 2 years ago, where you all had a OutCenter roast available, and a percentage of the sales of that coffee came to the OutCenter. So we've always adored partnering with Uncommon Coffee Roasters and continue to find some really great ways to continue that partnership. We have quite a number of support services responding to needs for emotional support, advocacy, as well as helping families come to accept their LGBTQ kids. We also work with a number of partner organizations such as healthcare, the county court system, and a growing number of schools who reach out to us in hopes that we can help them increase their capacity to support their LGBTQ students. We're in a mostly rural area, and so one major thing that's a topic of concern are these kids out in rural areas that have very few resources. We are always getting calls from youth, primarily youth, in need of support. Whether that's gas to help get them to needed services here at the OutCenter, whether that's for a support group or counseling, whether that's a binder for trans kids who are experiencing dysphoria, whether that's any number of things that kids are in need of. We do not have a resource to respond to those needs. So we're over the moon now to be in partnership with Uncommon Coffee Roasters in the development of what's called, drumroll, the Uncommonly Fabulous Fund, which Guy, who is the owner, of course, and the lead on this, has said he will commit to donating $200 a month into a fund to respond to these critical needs for these kids across the Tri-County area. The Uncommonly Fabulous Fund is going to be an amazing resource, the first time ever, meeting the needs of rural kids, rural LGBTQ kids. We're setting up a fund that will be kind of a revolving fund where each month we'll ask for people to commit to monthly donations, and then we'll have a committee of 3 people reviewing the fund on an ongoing basis and providing kids who have needs and who submit a very simple application about what needs they have, reviewing and funding as many as the fund will be able to respond to. We hope in the future this will be a growing resource and that we'll be able to help many more kids across this area with, everything from gas or a car ride to get to a doctor appointment. Perhaps even transportation and the fees necessary to go to the courthouse for a name change for their state ID. There's just an enormous number of barriers for LGBTQ kids in general, but specifically kids in rural areas. We have a need for funding, so donations are always appreciated. Helping support this fund is going to be really critical for us to be more responsive to needs of kids. We also have the need for volunteers. A number of committees, such as our events committee, board membership potentially. I'll also say this though, don't be a bystander. We always want to kind of encourage people, whether or not they have kids, to attend their school board meetings, because so much is happening within these schools, or could happen within these schools, that can really help these kiddos. We really follow these kids' stories into their families, saving lives and relationships, but then we also follow them into their school communities, because we understand in rural America, school communities are such a critical resource for education about the vulnerabilities of these kids, but also about their needs. They need adults to stand up for them. They can't do it all alone. We have some amazing, courageous kids that have done amazing things in terms of leadership, but not all of them are able to do that. I will also say this: register to vote. Be an informed voter. Educate yourself about everybody on that ballot, about what their positions are that could be potentially life-threatening for these kids. I'll also say, pay particular attention to the judges that are up for election. We have seen such an assault on the judiciary in terms of lifetime appointments from people who have noted anti-LGBTQ positions. So, all of that, there's something you can do every week in your life, whether you're LGBTQ, an ally, a parent, a brother or sister of somebody who's LGBTQ. It's so important that we come together in solidarity for all of the diversity that is in our beautifully diverse human community. We are putting up a site as we speak on our website, outcenter.org. Where you'll find an ability to both, if you are in need of funds, to apply for those funds, and if you wish to support getting these kids' needs met, you can make a monthly donation and help us do right by these kiddos. I would like to also add how incredibly grateful we are to the folks at Uncommon Coffee Roasters, how incredibly grateful we are. It is our hope that you all at Uncommon Coffee Roasters can help light the fire for other companies, large and small, right? Large and small, to do right by a very at-risk group of kids in everyone's community, especially in rural America. So thank you.